so game. It doesn't even matter. Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Hey, yo, what's my name? Y'all gon' make me go all out. DMX. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Hey, yo, what's my name? What you got? Y'all gon' make me lose my cool. I tried so hard. You think it's a game? You think it's a game? It doesn't even matter. Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Hey, yo, what's my name? Y'all gon' make me go all out. DMX. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Hey, yo, what's my name? What you got? Y'all gon' make me lose my cool. I tried so hard. What you really want? What you really want? But it doesn't even matter. Come on, try it so hard. What you really want? It doesn't even matter. But it doesn't even matter. Come on, try it. Lord, give me a sign. Dog, I meet bitches, the street bitches, slash, cocoa puff, sweet bitches, make you wanna eat bitches, but not me. I tried so hard. I fuck with these hoes from a distance. The instant they start to catch feelings, I start to... What is it you want from it? I gave you, you gave me. I blazed you, you blazed me. Stop, stop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rock riders go. Stop, 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 stop. Street bitches, slash, cocoa puff, sweet bitches, make you wanna eat bitches, but not me. I tried so hard. I fuck with these hoes from a distance. The instant they start to catch feelings, I start to... What is it you want from it? I gave you, you gave me. I blazed you, you blazed me. Stop, stop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rock riders go. Stop, 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 stop,
Fuck a beat, listen to my words. Dearest, my lord, is there something you wish to say?
Here it comes.
What it do, y'all? It's your boy, Kingcurtlive. Y'all already know it was ladies' night last night, but you know you can't shut me up. So the ladies took over on a Wednesday, so I had to run it back on a Thursday. And we got a special. I can't even begin to tell you how special this guest is. We got my man E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. What it do, bro?
Bro, what's going on? Thank you so much for having me on.
Listen, we super excited to be able to do this. For a long time, we've been able to collaborate. I've seen your petition literally everywhere. And folks, if y'all not familiar with E-Man's Movie Reviews, I need y'all to go ahead on stop playing these games and follow this man on all his social media platforms. We're going to have that scrolling down below. So there is absolutely no reason that his follows don't go through the roof at the end of this show. Don't disrespect me, y'all. Come on, cousins. I need y'all to act like y'all know. Y'all know how I am about the proliferation and promotion of Black creatives, right? Right? We had this conversation, right? Right. So I need y'all to go right now and make sure to follow him on all of that. Then come right on back because we're about to talk. We're going to have one of those kind of conversations that, especially in the blurred nerd community, is a hot button topic. And I don't know if y'all see. Yeah, look, I'm going to blow it up for y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that shirt, but it basically, I mean, listen, I could go on and on and on about this particular subject, but I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to give E-Man an opportunity to first kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, because you're one of the dopest movie review critics that I personally watch myself. But I kind of want you to kind of give us a rundown on, because you do more than just movie reviews. I was reading the resume. I said, yeah. Tell us a little about yourself, bro.
Hey, look, I'm just a Black movie critic, YouTube video content creator. I'm a movie fan at the end of the day. I'm a blurred, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I'm a Black nerd. I'm here with the movies, the TV, the anime, superhero stuff, whatever you want to throw at me, I'm probably somewhere in it. So, but yeah, by all means, like, it's hard to even feel like putting myself into a box, because I feel like there are just so many different things that I like, so many different things I engage in, that, I'm just a blurred. That might just be the best
way to describe it.
Yeah.
I know that's right. Listen, if y'all don't know what a blurred is, y'all already know it's a Black nerd. We just like to put words together. Yeah, we don't want to overcomplicate it. If you was a little confused, I figured I'd give you a little bit of explanation. But it's one thing to hear it from the man himself, but we put together a little something so that if y'all aren't familiar with what E-Man does, you know me, baby. I'm gonna keep it simple for you.
Just give me a moment.
Now, see, if y'all was on Facebook, y'all be able to see what we're looking at right now.
Come Whoa! My Captain America is black.
What's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and today we are going to review Mortal Kombat, Judas and the Black Messiah, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Godzilla vs. Kong, Wonder Woman 1984.
With Carol, when Captain Marvel is mentioned, I mean, you took it as a little saucy, but I mean, there's something there. I will agree with that. There is something there.
Thank you.
Hey, is it too early to say
anybody
congrats
just joining us,
on the
we're having a
Wakanda
dope
series?
interview with E-Man. Y'all can head on over to our Facebook,
congratulate you
Twitch, or
too?
YouTube to see the full show, see exactly what we're looking at, or you could just listen to the interview right here.
No bueno, no speak English, man.
Okay. I figured I'd throw you guys like a very easy question to kind of wrap up. Jamie, what do you believe is the meaning of life? And Pete and Kemp, feel free to jump in.
It's always fun when you can stump Jamie Foxx.
That's always the funniest one, bro.
I am a revolutionary.
Listen, y'all. And now, if you ain't already subscribed and followed my boy, that should have sold you in and of itself. Anybody that got the guts to look Jamie Foxx in his face after such an amazing movie that he produced and put out and sold and say, what is the meaning of life? And that look on his face when he was like, oh, Negro. I thought you was gonna ask me about Ray or something, but you just gonna ask existential questions on the random on
Come with the softballs, man. That's all.
Yo, I love how everybody else laughed, was like, yeah, that's Jamie. You go ahead. You go ahead. That. So what was his answer anyway, if you don't mind me asking?
You know what? He actually gave a pretty dope answer, and the best thing you can do is go check it out on my YouTube channel and watch the interview.
Yo,
it was a really dope answer, like for real.
So listen, y'all need to stop playing. Look, y'all already answered questions.
That. I like that.
We haven't even gotten to the show yet.
That's okay. I want to talk to them. That's who I'm coming here for. I want to talk to them.
I'm shocked that everybody's already on the no recasting thing.
Hey, that's okay. That's why we're having this conversation.
Well, you know what? Far be it from me. You know, we ain't got to put on the extra sauce. Let's talk about what we're talking about. Listen, y'all already know. Head Nerds in Charge, King's Court with my man E-Man from E-Man's Movie Review, episode Trey. We're talking about replacing the king. Look, as a king myself, I feel a way when you start talking about replacing the king. And I'm sure a lot of folks, when they hear it initially, there's a visceral reaction to that. Because let me tell you something. T'Challa, much like Tony Stark and Iron Man and Rob is synonymous with each other. I think now T'Challa and Chadwick has that same, that same vibe. And anytime they're making murals, and Wakanda Forever rippled throughout the community. And just so we can remind people of how strong that ripple was, who remembers this? This is actually from Philadelphia for the premiere of Wakanda at Wakanda. And if for my Philly folks, if y'all not familiar, here, I'm a reminder.
Black Sci-Fi TV, along with the Black Troubles and Ariel Johnson of Amalgam Comic Books and Coffee House, did a special screening of the movie for Blurs and Nerds. It was a fun time had by all as celebrity guest Eric Battle, Christina Jackson, and Mark Lamont Hill joined in with Black Sci-Fi TV in a sold-out house to see the movie. Everyone was excited.
You understand? When I say tremble, you say nation. Tremble! Tremble!
Folks dressed up in cosplay gear and African attire to attend the screening.
Oh, look at that, she's a model. My brother right here in the front. Stand up, give him a taste of that royalty. Look at him. Look at him. Straight Wakanda. What?
Listen. Now, E-Man.
Big deal.
Listen,
Big deal.
you understand why you getting this heat, right?
Bro, like I was doing the Black Panther challenge before it was a challenge.
He said I was already on it.
No, I'm serious. Like I literally bought out a theater for my community. And that was before it was a trending hashtag. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
so
if you don't mind me asking, what city are you in?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, Chi-Town. Oh, you know what? That ain't nothing but like a diet Philadelphia. So I mean,
okay.
No,
okay.
I'm just
joking.
joking.
With the slander. It's okay.
I don't want no problems with the South Side. Listen, y'all know your boy come through for some deep dish. I gotta wear my jacket all the time because y'all blow the blade. The wind out there will blow the black off you. But you know, I much respect to Chi-Town, Chicago. I love you, and that's really dope to do in your community. Because before we get into why you want to recast T'Challa, just tell me what do you think that imagery, T'Challa, Black communities, young Black children, what is the correlation and why is it important?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do not only with T'Challa, but also what the Black Panther movie, you know, the story, what it represents, what it presented. I mean, this was the first time, I would say, you know, in a serious sense, not Coming to America parody sense, but in a serious sense for us to see something, a Black nation that was not colonized, not conquered, not influenced, not affected.
I ain't never seen that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we technologically advanced
than
the rest of the world.
The
That was the first time that we got a chance to see what that looked like. And I always said that Black Panther, the movie, was like a dream I never even knew I had a dream about. Because every time we grow up and we stay here thinking about Black culture, Black life, Black history, it's always riddled with slavery, colonization, racism.
I'm tired of the trauma.
Like it's baked into our being. But Wakanda was the first time, Black Panther was the first time that we actually got to see something untethered from all of that, you know? And for me, I was sitting here, I was like, this was almost like Obama. I said in my review, it was like the Obama effect.
It was the
I never thought
inauguration.
I'd see this.
Yeah.
I never thought it was possible. So yeah, Black Panther was everything. And if we got to be more specific to T'Challa, you know, if we could put the little nerd hat on real quick, I was introduced to T'Challa and the Black Panther comics at a very young age. And I had no idea what this was. It blew me away because I was, hey, you know, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, like that's what I was reading. We knew all the colonizers. Yeah, but you sat here and told me that there was a Black man that was a king of an African free country, and he's smarter than almost everybody else. He had like 8 PhDs. He was a superhero that took on the Fantastic Four.
And wealthy.
Look, he was richer, and he was the richest. And he was the richest. What?
For y'all that don't know, his money longer than Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne got long money.
But here's the thing, though, and this is where I started doing more research as I came along, right? As I got older, because what was striking for me was the fact that this was the first time I had ever seen a Black superhero that looked like me, and at the same time, I could see myself in them. You know, in some capacity. I could never do that with other ones. I mean, like if I had, you know, back in the day, if a Black kid like myself dressed up as Captain America, they'd be like, what are you doing? Right, exactly. Who are you supposed to be? You know, but no,
big facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like now it was like, yo, is this what it feels like? Is this what like every white kid feels like when they see Superman or Batman and they can like just dress up as them and see themselves? That's amazing. So then, of course, as I got older, I started reading the comics and the history. T'Challa was the very first leading Black superhero in mainstream comics. That's why I liken his character to the likes of Jackie Robinson. Right. Sure, there were other Black characters around, just like there was other Black baseball players around. Right. But to make it to the big leagues, that's what T'Challa did. And people don't realize this. In 1966, he was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, 2 Jewish guys, right? And you're talking about he was created to be the anti-stereotype for Black characters. He wasn't the shucking and jiving supporting character that they used to be depicted as back then. Right. He was the leading prominent character that proved leading Black characters can be normal, be cool, and like actually headline their own major property. So for me, I was sitting there, I was like, yo, this character is like the embodiment of representation and inclusion that we want today.
Right. When you start talking about content that's for us, and even if it's not by us, but content that represents us, we definitely saw something new in Black Panther. A lot of people has kind of coined it under the banner of Afrofuturism. I would agree with it, especially the way the comic books went when Wakanda went intergalactic. If you're reading, Black Panther now, he's about to get the Phoenix Force. They have literally ran with T'Challa in a way that I didn't expect it to happen. And it's very few times that we get to see Black royalty. And when he married Aurora Monroe, and you put Storm from the X-Men and T'Challa together, even though he ended up doing it dirty. I'm just, of course, y'all, my sisters, I'm not gonna get into their marital, but that's like Jerry Springer-ish. But either way, we got to see not only a dope Black royal couple, we got to see a dope Black royal kingdom. We saw a dope Black government. They
led by example. Yeah,
exactly. So now, because I just got to address the crowd. Yes, I know you guys are used to call-ins anytime during our regular live show. This is the King's Court. This is for the king to talk. I'm addressing you. We talking. I bring in my royal consigliaries to come and talk to you. There will be a call-in time. I know, ladies, I know y'all already calling in, and I know why you're calling in. Just let us get to a certain point, and then once we off IG Live, I'm gonna go ahead on open the phone lines, and if you got any questions for E-Man, which I know some of you do, just let's have a little patience, because a few of you are already bringing them up in the comments, and I can already tell where some of these questions are gonna go. So let's just I'm not no sugarcoater. Let's not set it up. For the biggest argument that I have heard for why not to recast T'Challa. To number one is out of respect for Chadwick Boseman, as many of his castmates said, he was our leader. He was bigger than just the role. He helped everybody on set. Also, because it's canon, not only in Marvel, but it's already set up within the MCU for Shuri to come in and take on the mantle of Black Panther. Marvel has already had her become Black Panther before, so wouldn't the easiest transition be for her to go right into Black Panther 2, taking up the mantle and them killing T'Challa off screen somewhere? Listen, I'm just saying.
Let me first of all explain, because I know people want, it's unfortunate. We live in a social media world. People will read a headline or a hashtag before they actually read what my petition is and what my petition is actually saying and what it's about. So let me just give you the quick spark notes of what I'm actually campaigning for. I am not campaigning or petitioning for an immediate recast. I want to make that very clear. Yeah. I am not saying, yo, pull an Aunt Viv move, boom, give us a brand new person. I'm not with that. I'm trying to be very clear, because this point goes over a lot of people's heads. I'm trying to say, don't kill off the character of T'Challa permanently. Why? Because when Marvel made the announcement that we are not going to recast the character of T'Challa, right? That was it. People have run with the assumption that they mean only for Black Panther 2. That's not what Marvel has said. Right. Marvel is very, very specific with what they say scripted. Okay, they plan every word that they say out, especially Kevin Feige. Yeah. Outlets, if you Google it right now, it will say, oh, Marvel won't recast for Black Panther 2. But if you read the quote, if you watch the video, it specifically says, for that reason, because Chadwick was important, etc., we will not recast the character. Full stop, period. So if you had any type of dream or hope or aspiration that this was temporary, that's not what they've indicated. If you were sitting here thinking, oh, it's okay, Marvel can reboot, that's not what they do. The comics don't even reboot.
Right.
Okay. Like,
yeah, they're not DC.
Bro, we got mutants coming in 5 years.
Yeah.
We still ain't get the Fantastic Four. We still ain't get Blade. They got more stuff coming. They ain't got time to reboot.
Yeah.
So the whole reason why I even started this was because, again, I study Marvel. Like, you know, I literally go through everything. I come up with theories, all this stuff. I know how they operate.
Right.
When they say we are not going to recast the character, they didn't say not for now. We don't have plans for now. No, they said we're not going to do it. There is a finality in that tone and in that specific language that means we are going to either put him in the background like Paul Walker in the Fast and the Furious. Like, yeah, T'Challa exists. He's somewhere, but you know, whatever.
He's away.
Or they're going to kill him off. And I'm sitting here thinking like, wait a minute. I'm cool with y'all putting T'Challa on the sideline to give people time. It's a very emotional situation that happened with Chadwick's passing. I cried over this dude. I ain't never cried over no celebrity in my life. Ever.
Michael Jackson. Oh,
I felt bad. Don't get me wrong. I felt bad.
All right, the show.
I'm not saying I had no feelings. I'm just saying, like,
I'm out of here. Prince.
I look, man. Hey, man. Let's not go there. Let's not go.
I understand.
Let's not go.
Okay.
We can have that conversation later.
That's not what we
had.
I apologize. We'll go offline with that.
But I'm just saying, for me personally, that hit me deep. I mean, I've met Chadwick. You know, like when I met him and interviewed him, I thought I could retire. I was like, yo, I made it, y'all. You know, I'm done.
Good.
So, you know, his passing affected me deeply. You know what I'm saying? Professionally and personally. Like I said, it was because of him and what he did that made me want to go buy out a theater for my community. It was because of what he embodied as a human being that made me want to do donation drives to the colon cancer coalition, you know, in his honor. So I'm not playing around with this. I'm not just some fan that wants to get their stories told. No, like I've actually gone and looked at this man's speeches, his interviews. I've seen what he said to other people.
Yeah.
To really make sure. Because I wanted to make sure, like, yo, is this really in line? Is this consistent? I mean, that's another topic we can get to, is if Chadwick actually wanted this. But to go back to the original question that you mentioned, isn't this comic accurate and stuff? I always ask people this when they ask me that. What comic are you referring to? Because the last time I checked, when Shuri ascended the throne, which, by the way, and for the record, I got zero issue with. I want Shuri to become the Black Panther. I'm okay with Shuri becoming the Black Panther. I have zero issues with Shuri becoming the Black Panther.
Y'all hear that? Before you call into this show.
Before you say anything.
Yeah,
I am not anti-Shuri. I'm not anti-women. I got 3 daughters that I need them to see Shuri as the Black Panther. Okay.
Could you say that again, just for the people in the back?
I have 3 black daughters that I need them to see Shuri as the Black Panther. I have no problem with that. That's why this is recast T'Challa and not recast Black Panther. I'm not asking about, this is not about the mantle for me. The mantle, if we don't talk about the comics, the mantle's gone to everybody. Okay. M'Baku's had the mantle.
Yeah,
Killmonger's had the mantle. Yeah. Shuri's had the mantle. But the
have they ever given it to White Wolf? White Wolf ain't get it, did he? If they did,
I don't recall. I don't want to step out of line.
Listen, y'all know to our white brothers, we love you, but there's just some things.
Some things
can't have that at the barbecue.
Y'all can't have everything.
Yeah, not everything.
But all I'm saying is that the one thing, regardless of who has the mantle at the time, T'Challa's always present. He might be sidelined, but he's always present. And that's why this petition, that's why what I'm saying is you got to at least keep the character going and alive. That's just one reason. That's just one. There are plenty of other reasons. But I'm just saying, if we're going to go, but it's comic accurate, in the comics, T'Challa is alive for 55 years.
Right.
The Black Panther comics, they've talked about the history of other Black Panthers.
Yep.
They've talked about other people getting the mantle.
Yep.
But T'Challa is the through line.
Right.
Everything is told through him, about him, around him, even when other people elevate. And that's why I'm saying, like, yo, you had mentioned earlier that T'Challa was, and Chadwick was synonymous to Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man. I would argue that T'Challa was like on his way to Iron Man status.
I agree.
He's on his way to Captain America status. His story was not finished.
Yeah.
We ended Black Panther. We ended like Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, all of that with him on the cusp of about to tell us what he's going to be like as a king. Right. If you look at the 55 years of the history of this comic and his story, it's all about how he interacts with things.
Right.
And it doesn't, by the way, it doesn't prevent anyone else. You know, so here's something else, because I don't think people realize when I say he is like the Jackie Robinson of Black characters, people don't realize that because of T'Challa's existence, because of what he proves, because of what he represents, he is a gateway. He is a door. He's opening doors for other characters. If it was not for T'Challa, you wouldn't have Blade being a leading character. If
you wouldn't have had a Black Captain America. I'm just going to put that out there.
You wouldn't have that. If it was not for T'Challa to prove that leading Black characters can be a thing, you wouldn't have Black Lightning, Static Shock. You wouldn't have a lot of these things.
Right.
And the most important thing to me is the fact that T'Challa is the representation of how to be a supportive Black man. If it was not for T'Challa,
wait, quantify that one for me.
Let me do it.
All right.
If it was not for T'Challa, would Storm be would she be viewed at goddess level that she is now?
Don't ask me that question, because
I'm just saying.
No,
because I'm an X-Men fan.
Hold on,
I've been reading X-Men for a long time. I'm just saying it wasn't until that perfect Will and Jada Sans entanglement.
No, we're not gonna do that. No, Storm was hold on. Storm was absolutely relevant as a goddess.
No. I'm saying when you do that, though, I'm not saying that she didn't have her own ability to be recognized. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when he married her, when that joint union was put together, it brought Blackness to another level.
Okay, agreed.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like Storm needed him or anything. I'm saying like when you join that together.
Collins is at 10. I'm trying to save you and me. They already telling me to shut up in the comments. They don't even listen. All this hate and venom. I need y'all to love me, baby. This is about love talking. We just talking to love you. So please continue. Remember.
No, but not only that, because they became like the thing. Everybody wanted a T'Challa Storm relationship. They were relationship goals.
Yeah.
And this is why
Jay-Z and Beyonce who?
Like all the positive stuff, none of the weird stuff, But then even like what do we talk about today? The Dora Milaje. We would not have Dora Milaje if it was not for T'Challa. Just existing. The Dora Milaje are perfectly able to ascend, have their own stories and everything, but it's because T'Challa just exists. Because his story prevails over time, that it creates opportunities for other people and other characters to rise. I have to say it. Shuri would not be a thing if T'Challa did not exist.
You're a bold man.
I'm really trying to have people understand. Y'all don't realize what just the mere existence does in terms of creating opportunities and breaking mental barriers. Because for me, when it comes to like recast T'Challa, especially when it comes to our Black sisters, I don't think people really understand the power and the effect of what T'Challa brings to the table for other Black men in regards to supporting our Black sisters. Because how often do we hear that Black men don't protect our sisters? We don't, support them. But when you have T'Challa there, when you look at the comics, T'Challa supported his sister. T'Challa elevated his sister. She didn't need his help. Right. I'm not saying that at all. She was able to climb that ladder, be queen. She was going through her rocky training montage. She did it all on her own, and all power to her. But to have that Black man sit there with all his regalness, intelligence, strength, and all of that, and sit here and be like, man, that's my queen. Yo, that's my sister. Do you know who he's doing that for? It's for all the other Black brothers that are sitting there like, I don't want to see Shuri as a queen. I don't want to see no woman take the mantle. Because unfortunately, it's a little bit more effective when Black men listen to other Black men, or Black men see other Black men.
And now I hate to say that, but ladies, before y'all get all rowdy, I see you in the comments, but there is validity to that statement that it is a difference when Black men talk to other Black men. I'm not talking about whether Black men and women, I'm not getting into that, but for some reason it holds more weight when a Black man says, hey, no, let's stop and listen. And that is an issue. And I can see how Chadwick, and especially T'Challa, remember, because we're not per se saying Black Panther because the mantle can be passed on, but the character T'Challa in both the MCU and comic book has always been a segue for elevation of Black women. So agreed there. Now, somebody brought up a very good point in the comments. It wasn't T'Challa per se, though. The Dora Milaje was there to protect the king. So no matter who was king, because T'Chaka, they were there for T'Chaka and all the other ancestors prior to that. So does the character necessarily become important, or the mantle of king?
Well, like I said, I mean, when you look at the stories, it's always about T'Challa. Again, if you try, I mean, I have yet to see a Black Panther story, like a full arc that does not include T'Challa. Again, even the history of the previous Black Panthers are told through T'Challa.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I tell people like, yo, Superman, there are other Kryptonians. There are. We know that there are other Kryptonians. We could talk about Kara, Supergirl. We could talk about General Zod. We could talk about a whole bunch. There are other Kryptonians, but all of that is still used with the character anchor of Clark Kent, Kal-El. He's the anchor. That's all. The anchor doesn't even have to be the main focus. Other people can rise up while you still have the anchor there to bring you in and to keep you locked in.
You dropped
That's what T'Challa is.
You're right.
I'm just saying that's all T'Challa is. He's just your anchor.
Right.
He steps back so that other people can rise up. Tell me, in the last Black Panther movie, were the Black women not some of the best parts?
Oh, now, another question, because okay, to your point, he absolutely is the anchor, much like Superman is the anchor for DC and his his cousins and Zod and all of that. T'Challa was the anchor in the MCU for Black Panther 1. Do we need him to continue to be the anchor in Black Panther 2 to tell an effective story that still resonates with the same original movie? I think that, you can do it just like the comics, because he went to the sideline. I mean, he was in a coma while Shuri was ascending. He didn't have no lines. He ain't had nothing. Like he was literally in a tank, trying to heal up. And the whole time it was Shuri's story being told. I don't have a problem with that. My main issue, like I said, here's the thing. Marvel can tell 50 million different stories in 50 million different ways. I'm simply saying, don't kill off T'Challa permanently. That's not a huge ask. No, I don't think so either.
You want to put him on the sideline so the sister can rise up? Do it. Good. Totally for it. But at the same time, you don't have to kill off the character. Okay? And then, even if you were to really look at, you know, because you were talking about the character anchors and stuff, you also have to realize the fact that like this role, the role of T'Challa, he was the first leading Black character in the MCU as well. Okay. And I don't think people really understand the significance of that.
Right.
Not only was he like the first and only leading Black role at the time, because now we got Falcon, Captain America, you know, and he's getting his little movie. That's cool.
And hopefully we'll see War Machine and Rhodey and Armor
I don't know
Wars.
if they're gonna get no leading movies.
What about Armor Wars? Armor Wars.
No, I said movies. You could be a lead on a TV show.
Okay.
But a lead in a movie?
You're okay. You're right.
A lead in a movie is like, that's another level. You know, because if we're really being honest, all those Disney Plus shows are for supporting characters. That's what they are. I don't see Chris Hemsworth doing a Disney Plus show.
Wanda's a leading.
Wanda?
Yeah.
Wanda was getting a headline. She was going to get a blockbuster movie?
You're right.
Wanda?
I'm a hush up. I'm an acquiesce to my movie.
I'm just saying. Like, look, let's just look at it from a business perspective. That's not going to happen. It might happen now.
Yeah, because
like I said, the Disney Plus shows were there to amplify supporting characters that normally didn't get a lot of run. Nobody was really checking for them. This was a way for the world to kind of get introduced to them, build them up, and then go forward. That's what those shows are meant for, you know. And then yes, maybe they'll do that. I mean, she's about to go be a co-star in Doctor Strange's movie. Yeah. I don't see a Doctor Strange, you know, streaming show. I don't see an Ant-Man streaming show. I don't see a Captain Marvel streaming show.
Right.
Because those are the bigger headliners. Even the Fantastic Four, they ain't even do that yet. That's not going to be a show. The big names do the movies. And like I was saying, that's why T'Challa was so important, because this was the first leading Black role that we had. And when you kill off the character, you are literally backtracking the progress that Black actors and fictional characters were making. Because what's going to happen now? You're going to have the big monumentous movie, Black Panther 2, with all the expectations, all the momentum from the first movie.
Right.
With a cast of supporting characters. It's almost like saying, yo, we're going to make the next Batman movie, right? But we killing off Batman, and it's going to be about Gotham. Sure, maybe Batgirl comes up and, you know, she's like the headline. That's cool. But we want Batman. Like, Batman is still...
Yeah. Even when they told stories not centered around Bruce Wayne.
It's fine. It's the thing. It's fine if you don't want to center it around Bruce Wayne, right?
Right.
But you don't kill him off forever.
Right. Agreed.
And that's, again, what the main underlying thing about this whole recast thing. You do not, just don't kill off the character permanently. You want to take a break? You want to put him on the sideline? That's fine.
Right.
But don't stop the train forever. Because again, now you're also robbing an opportunity from a Black actor. Okay. And I don't
that goes into a different direction, because a couple of
and this whole conversation, by the way, has a lot of different directions.
Yeah, because there's a lot of branches on this tree.
Yes.
Because another thing that has come up, and they're even saying it in the comment section. I see y'all. I see y'all. Mm-hmm. They feel like there isn't an actor with enough moxie to live up to T'Challa. Their words, not mine. I don't.
No. Let me address that real quick. First of all,
talk to me.
As fans, okay. First, let me finish my other point, and I'm gonna address that specifically.
Go ahead, hit it.
Like I said, you're taking away an opportunity from another Black actor, right? Marvel is one of the biggest studios out there. If you don't believe that a leading role in a Marvel production, cinematic production, is a big deal, ask Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans what a leading role has done for their careers. It's life-changing. And we're literally saying here, being complicit or just satisfied with the fact that potentially if they kill this character off, that's a huge payday. That's a huge opportunity just gone.
Right.
That's another opportunity for a Black actor to come in, knock it out the park, and sit here and be like, yo, guess what? Black Panther 1 was not a fluke. Yo, guess what? We can be leading roles, leading characters, carry movies, bring you billions of dollars, and be successful. Now, to the point about, no other actor or whatever. I'm sorry. Fans don't come in, and I'm included in this.
Right.
We don't carry that perspective of a casting director. When we look at movies, when we look at TV, we are consumers. We look at it to consume entertainment. That is our viewpoint. That's our lens. It's not wrong. It's not right. It's just how we look at things.
Right.
We don't sit here and think about the plethora of Black actors out there who literally can do the job. We just don't. Because it's not our job to do that.
Agreed.
If you are a casting director or a producer or a director, then your job is, can someone do this? All right, let's go through the big old, portfolio of all these actors
that you might not we don't even know about.
We don't even know about.
Right.
So to challenge people, I would just say that fans have consistently got it wrong when it comes to casting and imagining what other people can do in certain roles. Bruce Willis, Die Hard. If we listen to fans, he wouldn't have been a thing. Michael Keaton as Batman. If we listen to fans, he wouldn't have been a thing. Heath Ledger as Joker. The dude from Brokeback Mountain? The dude from Knight's Tale?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can't see nobody except Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Gal Gadot. Do you remember how much crap Gal Gadot got?
Yeah.
Because people couldn't see her as as Wonder Woman because they could only think of, as Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell people. I understand that you might not be able to see that. That's okay because that's not your job. That's not how you look at things. That's not how you approach things.
Right.
It's the job of a casting director. Now, I understand because I know this is just where it's going to go. Some people are sitting here thinking, I can't see nobody else but Chadwick. Chadwick was T'Challa. Can't nobody do nothing else but Chadwick. I get that. Again, that's why this is recast T'Challa. It's not recast Chadwick. There can't be another Chadwick. There will never be another Chadwick. Nobody can replace Chadwick. But when recasts happen in movies and TV, I would say never, just to go on a limb, you never see a new actor step into the role and try to be the previous person.
Exactly.
They don't do that.
Right.
As an actor, they don't think like that. They don't go into a role and be like, all right, let me, George Clooney didn't come in and say, let me try and be Michael Keaton. Let me try and be Val Kilmer. As I want to do what they did as Batman. That's not how that works. They come in and bring you a different side, a different interpretation. And different is not bad. Different is not, an automatic negative. Different can be scary for people because they're not used to it. People are afraid of the unknown. But different is not always a bad thing. Heath Ledger's Joker is very different than Jack Nicholson's Joker. And that worked out just fine.
Agreed. Now, for those that are on Instagram TV, we got to leave you. It's that 10 o'clock hour. I got to open up the phone lines. We'll see if somebody calls in. But listen, like I said, for our Facebook family that's on Twitch and YouTube, sit tight for a second. For our Instagram folks, why don't y'all just hop on over, join the rest of the crew. The cousins is already in the other room. Sit on down. We got a plate for you. Just sit on down on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Head Nurse in Charge. Y'all can check out the rest of this interview. We're out of here on Instagram TV. And for those that are sitting here right now, we're going to be right back. We're going to have a quick cut, and then we're going to finish this conversation and open up the phone lines. Remember, I need y'all to go on ahead and make sure that you support and go follow E-Man on all his platforms. And if you haven't seen what he does, give me 1 second while I pull it up, because of course, when I'm ready to do the doggone thing, that's when nothing works properly. But we're going to give you an idea of exactly what E-Man does on his platforms.
Just give me a moment. My Captain America is black.
What's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and today we are going to review Mortal Kombat! Judas and the Black Messiah, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Godzilla vs. Kong, Wonder Woman 1984.
With Carol, when Captain Marvel is mentioned, I mean, you took it as a little saucy, but I mean, there's something there. I will agree with that. There is something there.
Thank you.
Hey, is it too early to say congrats on the Wakanda series?
Wow.
Can we congratulate you too?
Wow. Emmanuel coming with the heat. Boy, I didn't know, bro. I didn't even know. Boy, no bueno. No speak English, man.
Okay.
Figured I'd throw you guys like a very easy question to kind of wrap up. Jamie, what do you believe is the meaning of life? And Pete and Kemp, feel free to jump in.
I am a revolutionary.
Guys, this is Wildcat Chris Harris from TNA Impact, one half of America's Most Wanted. I am here with Head Nerds in Charge. You better watch them. Wednesday nights, 8 to 10.
All right, now we back. We back. My man, E-Man, we've been sitting here having a heck of a conversation. Listen, y'all, I need y'all to make sure y'all go support him on all his platforms. I'm going to scroll it down right here at the bottom so y'all know exactly where to go to support our brother and his petition. Now, I kind of want to bring up this petition, and then we're going to open up these phone lines. You're looking for 35,000 signatures, and it looks like you only need about almost 4,200.
Jeez, I didn't even see it that much. Oh, wow. Okay.
So you almost at 35,000. Now, I have to ask you.
Yes, sir.
You were so motivated, so passionate about this subject. You went on change.org. You've written multiple articles, one of which was with the rap, which kind of outlines everything that you were talking about right here with me today. You were also featured on Good Morning America, ebony.com, and various other outlets. So this isn't like just E-Man's opinion and, you know, I'm keeping it within my own platform. This is almost going national.
Yeah. I mean, look, like I said, you know, I know people will react to the headline and to the hashtag, but those 30,000 plus people, they've read what I've said. They've watched my videos. They understand that this is not coming from a place of disrespect whatsoever. I mean, I kind of say like, you know, if like a loved one passed and the family just has a difference of opinion on how to honor that person. Right. That's all this is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not out here trying to, you know, belittle or disparage anybody. I'm just like, yo, I'm a Chadwick fan too. I'm a Black Panther fan too. You know, like I said, I've looked at his speeches, his interviews, the things that he said to other people. I mean, just to address another point, because I know some people were saying stuff like, you know, I can't see nobody else but Chadwick. He spoke to Roland Martin. Okay, Roland Martin Unfiltered. He sent the text message to Roland Martin like in April. So this is like a couple months before he passed. This is right when he was starting to lose weight. People was really getting worried online. And he sent a message to Roland saying, yo, I don't want people to see me. I want them to see the role. I want them to see the people that I portray. That's how he wants to be remembered. Okay, and I got the clip for that too. If anybody needs the the evidence,
I got the receipts.
I got the receipts. Like I wouldn't have put my name out there if I did not really go through this thoroughly. Okay, but like my man wanted us to see the role. He didn't even call himself an actor. He called himself an artist. Right. Which means if we're sitting here saying like, yo, I can only see Chadwick as T'Challa, then you're saying he failed. You're saying he didn't do what he tried to do. And for me, I'm sitting here like, yo, if he believed that much in the character, Because keep in mind, there's something else some people might not know. He was signed on all the way for Black Panther 3.
Right.
This is while he knew he had cancer. He knew he had cancer. He knew he was fighting this thing back in 2016. And he still had the foresight for not only the franchise of Black Panther, but the character to keep playing that and pushing it all the way to Black Panther 3. Black Panther, that movie wouldn't even come out for like another 4 or 5 years from now. So my thing is like, yo, if Chadwick believed in the role that much, shouldn't we?
Well, 30,000 people would agree with you. And I happen to be one of them. I just signed on, make sure to put my, King Kurt. I'm not, I try to be unbiased on the show, but me personally, without giving my opinion too much, because I think E-Man articulates it in a way that's, to me, is understandable. I always felt like the run of T'Challa can't end after all we got was Civil War and Black Panther. I want to see more. And honestly, I have changed my viewpoint. I wanted him recast in Black Panther too. Let's bring him right back. I want him right back.
I don't want to push that, because I do want to be respectful of the fact that, this still affects people emotionally. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be insensitive to that point. That's why I made this call very simple. It's not about the mantle. I don't care who has the mantle. Pass it on to whoever you want. Right. And this is not asking for nothing immediate. Just don't stop the portrayal forever. I don't see how that's unreasonable, because most people already assume that Marvel won't kill them off. Right. They're thinking that. And I'm trying to get people to understand they literally will. I mean, it's extremely likely that they will do this. So and I don't think
you saying really there's got to be some urgency behind it.
Say that again.
You saying that there's got to be some urgency behind it, because they have intentions.
That's why I started it so early. I had these, again, the moment they made this announcement, it struck me, and I was like, how could y'all be so final? Usually Marvel is very vague with stuff to keep things open. But the fact that they were so final with it, I was like, oh my God, this is uncharacteristic of what y'all do. Y'all don't usually go out the way to make such a final decision like that. And on top of that, the other problem is the fact that this is not going to resonate with a lot of people. I've talked to my white brothers and sisters, and they're like, I don't really care. It's a mantle, right? Can it be passed? They don't care. They don't know, and they don't care. And I know other people, sometimes they will be like, but, we'll be getting Shuri. And I'm like, yes, that's good. But what y'all also don't understand is that you're settling for compromised representation. That's why I don't have a problem with Shuri, with Falcon, with I'm rooting for everybody and anybody black.
I know that. Ha!
Period.
Issa, thank you for that.
But what I'm trying to tell people and get people to understand is that this is bigger than that. This is why I said in my video and my article, Hollywood participates, whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily, in discriminatory Hollywood math. When it comes to white fictional popular characters, it's multiplication and addition. We need more Batman, more Spider-Man, more Batman, more.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot.
But when it comes to black fictional characters, it's subtraction and substitution. So when we sit here and talk about, but aren't we just going to get Shuri? Isn't that cool? And I'm like, why can't we have both?
Right. It's like it's like the old adage, there could only be one black guy on the team or in the office.
Listen, I'm trying to get people to see that. And here's the crazy thing. I have not released this yet, but I will. And I'm going to let you know this here on here.
What?
There is actually interview footage. There's interview footage. I just found this last week. Because like I said, I come with the receipts. I know what I'm talking about. There's footage of Chadwick Boseman specifically talking about that. Specifically talking about how there are just only one leading black character can ascend at a time. And I'm sitting here like, the way Black Panther, the mythos, the comics are designed, it's designed to elevate everybody black at the same time. It doesn't, even though T'Challa's the anchor, everybody else has still got shine. everybody coexists, everybody co-elevates.
Right.
And that's what the first movie did. The first movie, if we gotta put the comic nerd hat on, T'Challa took a step back. He wasn't the smartest person in the movie, as he is in the comics, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed.
In the comics, he is like he's like the 8th smartest person in the world.
Right.
But in the movie, he took a step back to let Shuri shine. Okay.
I like that.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm trying to have people understand. This is not an anti-anything type of movement or motivation. This is all positivity so that we all can move forward and we don't compromise and we don't perpetuate the ceiling on Black representation by saying like, yo, we can't have too many of y'all being leading characters.
Right.
No, that's that crabs in a barrel mentality. We can't do that. It's totally possible that they can all rise at the same time.
Now hold on,
seems like foreign concept, but it's true.
You gonna start scaring folk. We already got a black Captain America. Hold on, I'm telling you, this is still white America now.
Bro, I know. That's why, but that's one of the reasons why Black Panther was so revolutionary, you know, in a sense, because it introduced people to concepts that they were just not ready for.
Right.
You know, do me a favor. Check your Facebook. I just wanted to send you something that I think your audience would appreciate.
All right, I'm on it.
Go
ahead, you keep talking while I keep checking.
Yeah. I really want people to just understand that, like, we don't have to settle for less. We don't. We can actually have more. We can actually have both. And now, that's why I want T'Challa recast. Please do. I want to blow people's minds for a second.
All right,
especially with people that are like, well, the comics, you know.
All right, so hold on. Here's the image that E-Man just sent to me.
I want people
E-Man,
to see
tell me about what's going on in this picture.
That is T'Challa, the Black Panther, and Shuri, the Black Panther. At the same time, coexisting, co-ruling. Shuri was taking things down in Wakanda, handling it.
You can't
T'Challa was out there in the world. International. International. So you tell me, I want people to tell me, the ones that are like, yo, about Shuri, yo, what about that? Y'all don't want that? We don't want that? Like, we can only have one?
E-Man, I have to apologize to my audience. They thought you were sending me nudes. Look, y'all, that's it. He's a family man. The man said he got 3 daughters.
I got 3 daughters. I can't do that. But look, let me just kind of let people understand this. Like, when it comes to representation, because I started this petition because I knew people, again, this is not the Snyder Cut. This is not, you know, do all that stuff. That ain't what this is. This is trying to open the door to a larger conversation that I know we're not ready to have yet, because, again, this is still emotional, but I'm trying to prep people ahead of time to see the bigger picture that's going on here. It's always about representation here and the precedents that you start afterwards. What I want with that image that I showed you, I want a strong Black man supporting a strong Black woman and vice versa. I don't think that there's a stronger form of Black representation than that.
I would agree with you, especially because there isn't always positive representation in Black families, and I mean complete Black families, minus the fact that T'Chaka was killed off in the MCU, but Shuri, T'Challa, and his mother all have a pretty solid relationship, and they all coincide with each other. It's not like it's a suppressive type of thing where T'Challa's like, I'm the king, and you know he listens to his mother, he listens to his sister all the time. As a matter of fact,
that was the whole movie. The whole movie was him listening to everybody else. Yeah,
right. So I see what you're saying. You can have Shuri as Black Panther and T'Challa as Black Panther, and it would not take from either character.
None.
There has been plenty of time. I mean, hell, if Robert Downey Jr. can have Rhodey and you got War Machine and Iron Man at the same time, why? And I mean, literally, it's just different forms of armor. Why can't we do the same thing with Black Panther?
I don't think people realize how this does not happen with other white characters. Okay, when white characters are involved, we had Miles Morales, great Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. They didn't do nothing with Peter Parker. They made sure he still existed, right? Okay. They bringing on Jane Foster. She's gonna lift the hammer. She's gonna have Thor's powers.
Right.
They're not getting rid of Thor.
Woo!
Thor ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And if Chris
What's
Hemsworth,
going on? No, I got one more for you.
Go
The
ahead.
new James Bond movie. James Bond is a character. 007 is a mantle. It's a title.
Agreed.
Anybody can be 007. Matter of fact, in the new James Bond movie, it's a black sister that's going to be the new 007 because James Bond stepped away.
Yep.
Daniel Craig didn't just walk off that movie. He's still present while the sister has the mantle.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about.
Right.
They're not about to get rid of the white characters, even if the mantle gets passed on. I want them to keep the same energy with T'Challa in our black representation. You can pass the mantle. You can elevate other characters. You don't got to kill us off because you don't kill everybody else off.
Yeah.
And if even when you do kill them off, you at least tell their whole story.
Ooh.
T'Challa's story was not complete.
Not at
We don't
all.
know what he's going to be like as a king. We don't know what the ramifications are of opening up Wakanda. That's like literally 15 years of comic stories in itself.
Right.
Of his decision making and how he handles being a king and being
Especially after the blip.
Especially after the blip. We don't know none of that.
Right.
There were times in the comics where when Shuri was ruling and T'Challa was kind of like challenging and they had like their political differences and stuff. That's some of the best conversations to have.
Mary just said we getting two Hawkeyes.
Two Hawkeyes. That's what I'm saying. When white characters are involved, it's that Hollywood discriminatory math. Adding, multiplication. But we gotta settle for substitution and subtraction. Why?
Listen, in Endgame, they had two characters on the screen at the same time.
Listen.
It's doable.
It's so doable. That's what I'm saying. That's why when people say it's disrespectful to recast, I'm like, since when? What? I need anybody to tell me when, and I'm not talking about like, oh, they had a contract dispute or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when a character is recast. When has that ever affected, in a negative sense, the previous actor?
Right.
I don't recall anybody saying, yo, Sean Connery is disrespected because Daniel Craig is James Bond.
But now hold on, E-Man. But it's the caveat of the fact that he died. Now it's not
okay. Oh no, if we want to do that, because I understand people are like, it's not the same. I'll give you the apples to apples.
Okay.
Dumbledore in Harry Potter.
Yes.
The actor died. They recast him. Not a peep from anyone. Spartacus, the actor died. They recasted him. Not a peep from anyone. Leonard Nimoy, Spock.
Yes.
Remember Spock? Died. Same continuity. So let's not talk about recast or reboot or nothing. Same movie continuity. They recast, kept going. Not a peep. It's never been a problem to recast people ever, even if the new character sucks or the new actor sucks. Christopher Reeve is still idolized as Superman, and his reputation is intact, even though Brandon Routh came and jacked up that movie with Superman Returns. Ain't nobody talking about, oh man, Christopher Reeves it's all bad. When did this become a problem?
Bro, you listen. You had
no,
me
sir.
at
I
Leonard
really want to know.
No,
when did this become an issue?
You literally had me at Leonard Nimoy because I said it's no way in the world Hollywood would ever let Spock not be in a Star Trek movie. It is implausible for there not to be a Spock. I mean, that's just not going to happen. And just like Christopher Reeves, I think Christopher Reeves is like the best example of what you're talking about, because that's superhero to superhero. And Brandon Routh, what Brandon Routh did to that role in that movie,
it was atrocious. It was atrocious.
I don't care if he is the Atom now. I still don't like him.
But let me ask you this, and I want to open this up to everybody else too, especially people that may still be against recasting. When was the last time on your show, general conversation with your friends, chopping it up, whatever? When was the last time y'all talked about the $6 Million Man?
Oh, bro, that was from the 7. Now, mind you, I'm 38, so
I got you. Yeah, but y'all talked about him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anybody under the age of 30 that like brings them up in casual conversation?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I don't either. Why? The role has never been recast. The role does not get recast. This is why I'm talking about people don't understand. When you recast, you actually preserve the actor's memory and you create a legacy from then on.
Bars.
We remember Christopher Reeve because Henry Cavill is still Superman. We remember Roger Moore, Sean Connery, Timothy Dalton. We remember them as James Bond because the role is still recast. When you don't recast, you literally put that character and that actor in a bubble. I couldn't even tell you that name of the actor that was, the Bionic Man. I just couldn't without Googling.
Me neither.
Googling, I just couldn't.
No.
When you don't recast, this is not the NBA where you can retire a jersey and we always gonna remember. That's not how that works. That's not how movies work. That's not how entertainment works. Our brains don't intercept it like that. When we sit here and watch a character, oh, by the way, I got another example for you. The Crow, Brandon Lee.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Like I'm saying.
And he was killed on set.
Negative thing. Not recasting is the first time that people are being told it's respectful, but we don't look at the impact. I don't want to, like I said, the Marvel does not recast. They don't reboot. They don't start over. They're not like DC. They don't do that. The source material does not do that. So Marvel Studios is not going to do that. The way Marvel Studios is set up right now, they think in phases. We're only in phase 4. They probably got phase 6 planned out, and that's 10 to 15 years from now. They're not about to start this all over again. So this is what I'm trying to tell people, like, yo, when we don't recast, guess what? Chadwick, T'Challa, always going to be here with us.
Right.
But what about the other people after? When you reduce this to just a mantle being passed around, it reduces the significance of the characters. And like I said, T'Challa is just an anchor. When you don't have an anchor with a property, it loses its significance. It loses its relevance. I can't recall the last time anybody went to go see a 007 movie without James Bond, or if it would even be successful. Look at the Bourne Identity. You needed Jason Bourne most of the time, right? Because the movie, yes, there were other little super soldiers or whatever they were, but when you had like the other people, it's kind of like, hey man, hey, Matt Damon ain't in this, man. It ain't Jason Bourne. I'm done.
Well, ironically, I think about when Ed Norton was casted as the Hulk, and previous to that, like I remember the Hulk TV show.
Yes,
but you're right. During that period where nobody was recasted or no movie was made, nobody was talking about that Hulk TV. I mean, that was a 70s show.
Nobody.
But after the movie, everybody wanted to know.
Now they want to go back.
Right, Lou Ferrigno making cameos and all of that.
What I'm saying.
I get you.
Recasting preserves. It does not disparage. Right. It's not an issue. And here's the other thing that I want people to understand. Why did they recast after Ed Norton? What was the point?
Yeah,
because when
he was acting.
Ed Norton was the problem, but I'm talking about the character, the Hulk.
Yeah.
Why did they keep that going? Why did they recast Rhodey?
Yep.
Forget the beef with the actors. Why do they recast characters? They recast characters because their story and their existence matter. When you don't recast, you're saying you're expendable. You're saying we don't need you.
Right.
You're saying, hey, we can just throw the mantle to any old black character and it'll be fine.
Yo,
let me just tell y'all something. Hey, Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, she almost got canceled. I don't know if y'all know about that.
Yeah, she
with
the anti-vax stuff, right? Yeah,
she almost got canceled. Okay, that's why Marvel kind of put them clinks on her right there. So let's not get it twisted. Yeah, we could have had Shuri. Yo, they might have recasted her.
Yeah. Well, I figure if Marvel is bold enough to give the Aunt Viv treatment to Rhodey, when I mean literally we got two totally like don't look the same, no nothing. They was like, Don't worry about it. Just
don't worry about it. Hey, didn't nobody blink an eye. We laughed at it. We laughed at it. Hey, if anything, Terrence Howard is probably more popular because of the main memes, because of the recast. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell people, like, yo, this has never, ever, ever been a big problem. But we're being sold and told that it is, and it's not. Historically, it has never been an issue to recast. Recasting allows a legend to begin. I believe Chadwick Boseman should be our Christopher Reeve. He should be the first in a long line of prominent Black actors. Now, somebody also asked earlier, who could you put in there? Who could you see? Look, to me, I'm not with the idea of putting a brand new fresh face on there. I don't believe that. And I know some people think like, oh man, any actor you put in is gonna get dogged and, you know, trash and stuff. That's not true. That's not true. If you put some janky nobody in there, they will get trashed. But if you put someone, let's just say, and I'm not putting this out there, but let's just say Idris Elba stepped up and he just got put in the role. Who's going to trash him? I just want to know if it's somebody with talent, respectability, and experience steps into that role, takes it seriously, knocks it out the park. Who's about to drag him? That's why I'm like, yo, y'all don't have to do this immediately, and y'all don't need to throw no fresh-faced person under the bus. But, you know, I've heard people say John David Washington. I've heard people say, what's the brother's name from Insecure? Something Noel, I believe.
And who's my boy that's about to play Hawkman?
Aldris Hodge.
Yep.
Aldris Hodge. Y'all gonna clown him if he becomes T'Challa? I mean, my personal favorite is Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
I agree. Bring on Black Panther. Black Panther, the Black Panther. Yep.
Watchmen. Okay. He's about to be in Candyman. People don't understand how ridiculously talented he is because he's always had supporting roles. But if you put him in a leading role, that man will knock it out the park. He will blow people away. He's got the looks. He's got the talent. He's got the experience where people are like, ain't nobody going to be like, who is that guy? Like, you've seen him. Okay. But I'm trying to tell people it's not going to be as bad. There you go. Yolanda Noel. Thank you so much. There are other Black actors out there. Let's not act like, you know, can't nobody do anything. They don't have to be Chadwick Boseman. They don't. They have to be T'Challa. They're fulfilling a role. They're not replacing a person. We have to separate that. And that's why the other thing in this petition is trying to tell people we should celebrate Chadwick. The human, the actor, the artist, the husband, the man. Celebrate him because he was bigger than just the role of T'Challa. My man was out here visiting cancer patients while he was fighting cancer.
Yeah.
He was out here going back to his alma mater, Howard University, with all the other Black actors that were up and coming, trying to create opportunities for him. So if I really have to be bold, I will say that I don't think it's consistent with his beliefs and his practices not to recast. He was his mentor, Denzel Washington, the person that literally created the path for him to be Black Panther, helped him, passed the baton to him. He carried that same mentality. And like I said, he signed on for Black Panther 3. He ain't out here trying to have the role that he worked for. Again, he wanted you to see the role. He didn't want you to see him. He wanted you to see T'Challa, Jackie Robinson, James Brown, Thurgood Marshall. That's who he wanted you to see. That's what he put his. This man was fighting cancer.
I can't even
That's what he was fighting
James Brown
for.
without hearing Chadwick now.
Right. But that's the thing, though. Like, I mean, it gets me emotional because he was doing all this while he had cancer, thinking about us. He was thinking about us. He was putting his all into all these roles because he wanted us to see the role. He knew the roles were also very, very important. So I totally understand if people are biased about it. I totally get that. But what I'm saying is that if we're talking about, didn't even see that. But like, if we're talking about honoring somebody, shouldn't we honor them with something consistent with what they believe? Shouldn't we honor them with something consistent with what they do? Because otherwise, if we don't, then it becomes about us and not about him.
Agreed. And
that's why I'm like, yo, even though I'm a huge Chadwick fan, even though I'll do whatever I can to like help, immortalize the man and, keep his memory alive and everything, I think it's still more consistent with what he did, what he thought, what he believed, what he did for other people to get the role recast, because he knew how important the role was and the franchise. That's why he took it on. His manager said he never took on a role. So go back and look at his whole biography. He never took on a role that wasn't bigger than him, that wasn't more important, that didn't carry significance. He believed in T'Challa and the Black Panther. And again, like I said, so should we.
Listen, that's as simple as that. Listen, y'all, we almost at the 10:30 hour. Well, we're a little bit past the 10:30 hour. Look, this is what I need y'all to do. If you believe in what E-Man is talking about, and at the end of this conversation, the brother can sell Raid to a roach, catch up to a person with white gloves on, ice to an Eskimo. I was already sold beforehand. He even opened my eyes to some things that I never took into account in this conversation. What I need y'all to do is head on over to his platforms. It's scrolling right at the bottom. There is a petition right now. Last time I checked, it was 30,746 signatures. Trying to get to 35,000. As a matter of fact, Change.org said if he hit that 35,000 mark, it'd be one of the highest supported petitions.
Oh my gosh.
On their page right there, 35,000 signatures. This petition becomes one of the top signed ones on Change.org. That has to get the attention of somebody in a position of power that at least can consider what E-Man is talking about, because I agree wholeheartedly. The role of T'Challa is just way too important. The role of Shuri is way too important. It is imperative that we have these positive images, not just right now, but forever. And you already know the impact that it plays, not only in media on the screen, on your television sets, and read it in comic books. We want it all. We want it all. And we can have it. We getting ready to get up out of here. But before we do, if there's anybody else with any doubt, if they got one last little shred of doubt, is there anything that you want to say to them before you go that can help turn the tide and let everybody know where else they can support you and your platform?
Yo, like I said, we don't have to compromise representation. We don't have to settle for less. I want more. If white fictional characters and white audiences can get more, I want more too. I don't want to deal with this subtraction and substitution ideas. We're talking about fictional characters that, come on now, let's be honest. Especially within the Black community, we have enough tragedy. We have enough, pain and stuff to deal with just by turning on the news. These fictional characters are meant to be a fantasy, an escape from reality. And there's no reason why T'Challa and Black Panther and Shuri and everybody else should not continue equally and elevate at the same time. There's really no reason for that. There was a rumor where somebody was saying that they wanted to kill off T'Challa to kind of like show audiences that, hey, even superheroes can die of unexpected diseases and stuff like that. And I'm like, then go do that with somebody else. Go do that.
Do that with Ant-Man.
Do that with Ant-Man. Why do we have to be the sacrificial lambs to do these type of life lessons? I'm sorry. Black people have learned how to juggle pain and joy for centuries. We don't need no education on that. It's literally baked into our DNA.
Right.
We don't need that extra, reminder. Again, think about this. You going back into 2022, a year from now, you going to go watch Black Panther, they kill him off screen. I don't know, he was trying to save the world, blah, 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 he died, whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
You really going to reopen that wound? I thought I just got over that over a whole year or two. Like, you really about to go double down on Black Death?
Right.
And the people that are comfortable with that, I really want people to reflect on that. I really want you to understand and think about, why are you so comfortable with them killing off a Black character when they don't have to? It's not necessary. I told you, Marvel can do 50 million different stories, 50 million different ways. The one thing this petition is saying is, don't kill him off permanently. And I specifically started this early because they have time to change their minds. They have time to just write something in the script real quick. They haven't even started shooting yet. They have time. But unfortunately, because people don't know, or they don't care, or they're comfortable with compromised representation, Marvel's like, we good. Yeah, some people would be mad, but we good. And I'm trying to show this petition to wake people up and be like, yo, come on. There's a bigger picture here that's going on that, by the way, everybody benefits if a recast happens. I know there's an emotional reaction. I totally get that. But bigger picture, it's better. There's longer, more positive terms once you look at the bigger picture compared to the short emotional recency bias, emotional pain. I get that part. I'm trying to tell us, yo, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why you got to recast the job.
Woo! Listen, let the church say amen. Y'all go ahead and give it up for my man, Big E. Look, y'all already know. I see some of the comments. I kind of just want to comment on one thing, and then we're going to get ready to get out of here. Meek, always, she's a whole vibe, and she definitely, this is always my line of thought. This is one of the reasons why we have shows like this, why we have Head Nerds in Charge, why we have E-Man's Reviews. Because if we produce our own content, if we are able to tell our own stories, we don't have to petition anybody's president to keep our characters relevant. If
100%.
we start to develop our own platforms, if we start to make our own movies, if we start to build our own heroes, because I love what T'Challa brings to the table, we can also create someone else like that. And hopefully we will see more content from people like Ryan Coogler, like Sister Ava DuVernay, who are our own storytellers telling our stories. That to me is paramount to keeping a lot of this alive and especially building these platforms. So
let me just throw something else in there. I want also people to understand, because here's the thing, I got nothing but love for my brother Ryan Coogler. Okay, I met him, I talked to him, straight up down to earth, like the realest of the real. Cool, bro. I love what this man has done. But I want people to understand, because I know some people might be like, yo, just trust them. Just trust Marvel. It'll be fine. They'll make the right decision. I can't do that. Because if you go listen again to Chadwick Boseman's interviews on Trevor Noah, Late Night, Jimmy Kimmel, whatever, he tells a story about how the producers and all the people in charge, and this includes Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, the only Black producer in Marvel, and Kevin Feige, all of them were nervous and didn't want African accents in the Black Panther movie. They wanted everybody to have British accents. And if it wasn't for Chadwick Boseman to fight against that, we would have had a Black Panther with everybody running around with European accents.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's wild. So for me, I'm like, yo, I got nothing but love for. Look, I do Marvel content all day. I got nothing but love for Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, and I appreciate what Marvel has done by putting their money where their mouth is with this franchise. But that doesn't mean that they don't have blind spots. And this is a blind spot for them not to recast. I'm trying to give them an out. I'm trying to give them an out to be like, you know what? We was just playing. Hey, we was going to recast. Yeah, That's what I'm trying to do with this petition. Trying to show them like, yo, you got thousands of people here that actually want this character to continue. Don't you go kill him off permanently. Don't go sitting here trying to sell us this nonsense that is going to honor him and you're just going to reduce the role, keep all these characters as minorities, as supporting characters, and you just cut off like a whole opportunity for us to have the same momentum as Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Thor. T'Challa should have been on that same trajectory. He should have every right to build up his legacy, stack up his legacy for the Black Panther franchise as everybody else. Keep that same energy. Because like I said, the number one way to kill a legend is to stop telling their story.
Period. And that's just it. Listen, you can't make it more simple than that. And everybody from the comments, I appreciate y'all literally sticking with us this entire time and being active, because the conversation is always important, because we get to see how y'all feel about it. And you already, Mary, you already went and signed a petition. I should have known. Mary don't play about these games.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Listen, y'all, same thing I've been saying all night. Make sure to go over. Here's the platforms. You can find the change.org link on any one of these platforms. You can read the articles. You can follow up with E-Man himself. He got Instagram. He got Facebook.
You like the memes? I got the memes.
Yo, so what I need y'all to do is make sure y'all go follow and support the brother. Definitely track where the petition is, because I want to see the rest of this 4,000 so that we actually have something tangible aside from just our cries. And you could say 35,000 strong. Hey, this is a role that we don't want to see written off, killed off. We want to see our superheroes on screen. And I think that's a message that we all can get behind, whether you want him recast or not. You want to see our superheroes on screen, period. Yep. Period. So for all those that dressed up in kente cloth and kufis, y'all came there with the African drums, and we danced, we laughed, all at the movie premieres. Well, we need you one more time again. We need you to Watushi your behind right over to change.org, sign that petition, and let's keep the dream alive, because, Bombay, you know what I mean?
Bombay.
Yeah. Wakanda forever, all that good stuff. Make sure to support E-Man, your boy Kingcurtlive. Y'all already know, go to headnerds.com. And this interview will be right up there in the King's Court section for you to follow up and rewatch the interview, and definitely go check out all the other content, not only from E-Man, but from Head Nerds in Charge. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Kingcurtlive. As always, like I said, if you can't hit none of the links, just Google us. We out here. And to everybody, we thank you for sticking around. And as always, the King's Court will come to a close. Thank you to my royal consigliere for coming through and spending a little bit of time. He got his 3 babies that he got to go kiss and read Shuri Black Panther comic books too before they go to bed. E-Man, thank you, brother, for coming through.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you.
Listen, we out of here, but make sure to go support, like, and follow and share this content, because if you want to see yourself on screen, you got to help and support the content creators. And guess what? We out here.
I love you. I love you.